Section 8. Road conditions and vehicle handling. When may you overtake another vehicle on the left? When you're in a one-way street. You're travelling in very heavy rain. How is this likely to affect your overall stopping distance? It will be doubled. What should you do when you're overtaking at night? Beware of bends in the road ahead. When may you wait in a box junction? When oncoming traffic prevents you turning right. Which of these plates normally appears with this road sign? And the road sign is clearly the hump in the road sign. So the answer is humps for half a mile. What do traffic calming measures do? Slow traffic down. You're on a motorway in fog. The left-hand edge of the motorway can be identified by reflective studs. What colour are they? Red. What's a rumble device designed to do? Alert you to a hazard. What should you do when making a journey in foggy conditions? Leave plenty of time for your journey. What must you do when overtaking a car at night? Make sure you don't dazzle other road users. You're travelling on a road that has speed humps. What should you do when the driver in front is travelling more slowly than you? Slow down and stay behind. You see these markings on the road. Why are they there? And it's the horizontal yellow bars on the road before a roundabout to make you aware of your speed. How would you identify a section of road used by trams? There will be a different surface texture. What should you do when you meet an oncoming vehicle on a single track road? Stop at a passing place. The road is wet. Why might a motorcyclist steer round drain covers on a bend? To prevent the motorcycle sliding on the metal drain covers. After this hazard, you should test your brakes. Why is this? And it's a red triangular sign with a Ford in it. Your brakes will be soaking wet. Why should you always reduce your speed when travelling in fog? It's more difficult to see what's ahead. How will your vehicle be affected when you drive up steep hills? The engine will work harder. You're driving on the motorway in windy conditions. What should you do as you pass a high-sided vehicle? Be wary of a sudden gust. What should you do to correct a rear wheel skid? Steer into it. You're driving in fog. Why should you keep well back from the vehicle in front, in case it stops suddenly? What should you do if you park on the road when it's foggy? Leave side lights switched on. You're driving at night and are dazzled by vehicle headlights coming towards you. What should you do? Slow down or stop. When may front fog lights be used? When visibility is seriously reduced. You're driving with your front fog lights switched on. Earlier fog has now cleared. What should you do? Switch them off as long as visibility remains good. Why should you switch off your rear fog lights when the fog has cleared? To prevent dazzling following drivers. What will happen if you use rear fog lights in good conditions? They'll dazzle other drivers. What can fitting chains to your wheels help to prevent skidding in deep snow? How can you use your vehicle's engine to control your speed? By changing to a lower gear. Why could it be dangerous to keep the clutch down or select neutral for long periods of time while driving? You'll have less steering and braking control. You're driving on an icy road. What distance from the car in front should you drive? 10 times the normal distance. You're driving on a well-lit motorway on a clear night. What must you do? Use your headlights. You're on a motorway at night with other vehicles just ahead of you. Which lights should you have on? Dipped headlights. What will affect your vehicle's stopping distance? The condition of the tyres. You're driving on a motorway at night. When may you switch off your headlights? When your vehicle is broken down on the hard shoulder. When will you feel the effects of engine braking? When you change to a lower gear. Daytime visibility is poor but not seriously reduced. Which lights should you switch on? Dipped headlights. Why are vehicles fitted with rear fog lights? To make them more visible in thick fog. While you're driving in fog, it becomes necessary to use front fog lights. What should you remember? Switch them off when visibility improves. What should you do when there's been a heavy fall of snow? Don't drive unless it's essential. You're driving down a long, steep hill. You suddenly notice that your brakes aren't working as well as normal. What's the usual cause of this? The brakes overheating. You have to make a journey in fog. What should you do before you set out? Make sure that the windows are clean. You've just driven out of fog. What must you do now that visibility has improved? Switch off your fog lights. Why is it dangerous to leave rear fog lights on when they're not needed? They may be confused with brake lights. What will happen if you hold the clutch pedal down or roll in neutral for too long? It will reduce your control. You're driving down a steep hill. Why could it be dangerous to keep the clutch down or roll in neutral for too long? Your vehicle will pick up speed. Why is it bad technique to coast when driving downhill? The vehicle will gain speed. Same answer. What should you do when dealing with this hazard? And again, this is a red triangle with a Ford in it. Use a low gear and drive slowly. Why is travelling in neutral for long distances known as coasting? Wrong. There won't be any engine braking. When must you use dipped headlights during the day? In poor visibility. You're braking on a wet road. Your vehicle begins to skid. It doesn't have anti-lock brakes. What's the first thing you should do? Release the foot brake. And now the case study. You're driving in very thick fog and the road surface is also rather damp. You're using fog lights as well as headlights. You leave a larger gap than normal between your vehicle and the one in front. Later, a drain is being unblocked and the pumping vehicle is obstructing the road on your side. Further on still, there are rumble devices on the approach to a roundabout. How might the road condition affect your stopping distance? It could be doubled. Why would you be using your fog lights? Visibility is below 100 meters. Why would you leave a larger gap between your vehicle and the one in front? The vehicles ahead may stop suddenly. What should you do before overtaking the pumping vehicle? Wait until the road ahead is clear. What information would the rumble devices provide to help you? A reminder to make you aware of your speed. And so ends that section.